All right. That was Faithful is Our God. I love that song. I tell you, it gets me through so much. All right. Monday. It's Monday again. Everybody's favorite day is back again to give us some more joy and happiness. Monday. Beautiful Monday today was. Um, Not beautiful because beautiful things happened, beautiful because today was character development. In fact, this whole weekend was character development. In fact, let me put it to you that this whole lifetime is character development. So today, we're going to talk about something, and I'm diving right into it here. We're going to talk about something that's difficult for me, but it is something that I'm having to do nonetheless, in spite of and despite its difficulty. I have a hard time saying no, even when saying yes is going to compromise me. I have a hard time keeping personal space sacred. Let's put it like that. I have a hard time not, I've just come into this line of thinking, not rejecting myself for the sake of others. I have a hard time with that. A lot of that might have come from, I guess, sorry about that, misunderstood or or maybe ideas that were dislocated from their context. Uh, these ideas are biblical ideas, which were represented in a way that seemed like an ultimatum. Growing up in a Christian household, growing up in the Christian faith, a lot of my life has revolved around denial of self, denying self, or depriving self sometimes even. And I guess I took it a little too far because, as is normal with me, I tend to be slightly overzealous. And because of my zealous nature, I take things to the extreme too often. And that's exactly what I did with this one, with the whole deny yourself. So I put myself in compromising situations a lot, simply because in my mind, it is the Christian thing to do, right? And most of the times when I do these sorts of things, it puts the people who actually really care about me in difficult situations as well. It puts them in hard situations. Because, for one, let's talk time. Time, for instance, is something that I have given a little too much of to, can I say, the wrong people? I don't want to use the term the wrong people. You know what I mean? I've given a lot of my time to the wrong causes, the wrong people, all out of this idea that this was self-denial. In reality, a false morality. That's what it was. A false sense of morality. An attempt to find moral justice within myself. That's what that was. You know, I thought that was me developing my character. I thought that was me becoming a better person because deprive, and in the season it was in the season that I was in, denying myself was probably the best course of action for me. It must have been, because it's led me to this point, right? But now I'm at a point where I'm having to dial back from the extreme a little bit, because I've gone a little too far with how much of that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to focus specifically on this idea of curating my presence. Curating my presence. I have robbed my loved ones for too long. I've robbed them for too long of my presence. Presence in the moment, you know? And it isn't even in the sense that when I'm speaking to the people that I love, not present in the moment. Because unfortunately, or rather fortunately, I don't know how to not be present in a conversation or in a particular moment. But I have robbed them of my physical presence. I've robbed them of checking up on them. I've robbed them on I don't know, so much. I've robbed my loved ones of so much. And none of this was really intentional, right? This was me thinking that I was serving my loved ones as best as I can by providing or trying to provide or going out there and hustle. All this hustle mentality that's been put out. And I lost track of exactly why I was hustling for these people. And here I am finding myself in a situation where I would spend at times weeks at a time without checking up on my own mother, weeks at a time without checking up on my own sister, and weeks at a time without checking up on my relationships, my friends, all the people that I really care about. And in my mind, I was thinking, look, I don't have enough time to do all of this. Wrong, I do. I in fact do. You do too. Just in case that's your excuse too. You're prioritizing wrongly. That's all it is. I gave my time to all kinds of other, in my mind, noble acts. You know what I mean? Spending time helping people figure out challenges that they were having, spending time having people talk through ideas that they were trying to conceptualize and realize, spending time and most of this was done at no fee. I made a lot of these sacrifices at no fee. Not to say that we shouldn't be able to do pro bono, because I'm a person who believes strongly in pro bono work, especially if it's something that you're passionate about and you really care about it. I don't mind doing it that way, especially because I draw a lot of value from things that bring me the sorts of lessons that I need to learn in this season. And most of the times, these activities that I take on, they're not necessarily bad. They're not necessarily I don't know, a waste of time. No, that's not what it is. They're very beneficial to me too. They're not only beneficial to the people who I'm serving in the moment, they are also beneficial to me. But the only problem with this is the fact that despite the fact that they're beneficial to me, despite this fact, right? At the end of the day, I'm doing it at the cost of my family, at the cost of my loved ones, And because of this, I find myself in situations where I am unable to check on my own mother. I am so embarrassed to even say that, because it happened and happens so often, more often than I would like to admit. And it's like, snap, right? I'm managing my time incorrectly, or whatever other bogus excuse I gave. You're going to have to excuse me as I speak here and try to repair something that's gone haywire on the side. But whatever other bogus excuse I gave, like, oh no, I have to work, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's like, okay, why exactly are you working, bro? Like, honestly, I got to a point where I had to ask myself that, why exactly was I working in the first place? Because my biggest dream was, like, to set my mother up and not set her up as in put her in jail or something. Set her up as in, like, have her in a space where she is able to live comfortably, and all of that. Everybody understands this because it's not an uncommon dream for a young, however old I am, year old. Okay. I'm not going to be divulging that information out here. But anyway, I'm joking. I don't mind sharing my age. I'm 27, a ripe 27 years old. Many people don't believe that, but yes, that is the curse of my loud mouth. I talk so much that people don't believe that I am 27, but I am, and here we are. But anyway, back to it. Um, so this is what I'm having to do in this season. I'm having to my presence. Curate my presence in this sense. Some important things need to be sacrificed. Like, sometimes you find like, we always are under the impression that when you're prioritizing, you'll be prioritizing between something that doesn't benefit you, something that is useless, and something that is gonna benefit you, and something that is useful. Right? That's what we think. We think we're gonna be prioritizing between. Well, that's how I think. I always thought that when I have to cut some things off, I'm cutting off things that are toxic to me. But here I am in a season where I've cut off most of the things that are toxic to me. And still I'm finding myself without much time, right? I do church, I do school, I do work, and I do occasional networking events, and that's my whole life, right? I don't like to party as much as I would have imagined I would in my in my teen years. I thought I was gonna, like, party, and now that I'm here with all the freedom and ability to do that, doesn't really appease me that much. Don't get me wrong. I do find myself at a nice occasion every now and then, and sometimes it isn't even for work. It's just because I have to. But nonetheless, with all of these important things, right, that I'm having to choose between, it's like, okay, my guy, pick 5 things that are super important to you, and just stick to those. Just 5 things. And I'm having to prioritize my presence based on that. For me, it's family. I got this concept from a rabbi on, I believe it was a money show or something like that. The last place you'd be expecting to get this kind of advice is where I got it from. It's like, it's about money, but here you are being told. He said something along the lines of the 5 F's, and this has really helped me navigate this dilemma so well. For me right now, I'm curating my space, my life, to serve these 5 pockets first before I attend to any other matters like people and helping anyone else. I'm committed to curating my presence to my faith first, curating my presence to my family secondly, right? Curating my presence to in fact, I should change that to say my faith, my fitness. That includes mental fitness, physical, emotional fitness. And then right after that is my family, right? And then right after that is my finances, right? Those are my priorities. And then the 5th right here, I'm going to have my future. Those are the 5 things that I'm curating my life, to my presence. I'm curating it according to that order of priority, because The way I've been doing things right now, it's like everything and anything is important to me all the time. Like everyone else's troubles, everyone else's um, the requests and desires, those have been first and foremost. But it's robbed the people who are important to me of me. And so I'm looking to change that. For me, I'm curating my presence, where I at, where I go, who I'm with, what I'm doing. These things for me are going to change drastically. And I realize that it's gonna hurt a lot of people. And I also realize that a lot of people are gonna think it is out of arrogance. A lot of people are gonna think it is out of all kinds of reasons. People will think of all kinds of reasons. But frankly, at this point, I don't care anymore as much what reactions it draws out of people, right? First, I will serve my faith, then I'll serve my fitness, then I will serve my family, then I'll serve my own finances, and then I will serve my future. Once these five things are secure, anything else that is surplus, I am more than happy to share it with the rest of the world. Impacting the world is something that is super, super important to me, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do from henceforth. I would suggest that you maybe give it a shot as well. Curate your presence according to your priorities. Curate it. You're allowed to. You're supposed to. Unfortunately, you're only human. And you can't be everywhere all the time. You can't be with everyone all the time. This was true for me as well. I was trying to be there for everyone else. Like everyone else but myself. And all the time. And I'm finding myself in a situation that because I'm trying to be there for everyone, I'm not there for myself. I'm not there for my family, the people who actually matter. I'm not there because I'm trying to be there for absolutely everyone. Like touch and go, like 1 minute here and then, I'm trying to solve it before I even solve that. Oh, here's another one. Oh, psh, psh. Had my hands everywhere. My priorities were off, hella off. But here we are. I'm going to correct that and curate my presence. This one, I stretched it out this much because it is that important to me. And I hope this little ramble of mine was beneficial to you. Curate your presence. Really, you're allowed to. You're not supposed to be around everyone. You're not supposed to spend time with everyone. Love them as much as you do. Appreciate them as much as you do. You're not supposed to just be there for everyone. You're not. You're supposed to be there for those you can be there for. And do this according to your priorities and how they stack up. This is, like I said, challenging for me. For someone who lives his life looking to make the biggest impact and the most impact that I possibly can in everyone's life around me. I'm realizing that the amount of impact that I'm having on everyone around me is diminishing because I'm not having impact on myself anymore. I don't have time to impact myself anymore. Right? The more I impact myself with the experiences that I curate my presence to, the more I'm able to learn the things that I need to learn in order to then impact the other people who need to be impacted. Not try and make everyone smile all the time because I don't get to smile all the time. Not trying to make everyone, I don't know, fill in the blank all the time. Right? It's my faith. It's my fitness. It's my family. It's my finances. And it's my future. That's what it is for me. That's the order of priority. Yeah. Excited for this week and what it holds. We're going to be having our guest on this week. all goes well, our guest is going to be on Thursday. And I'm going to do my absolute best to have that conversation happen at 8 p.m. South African time. If we have that conversation at 8 p.m., will you be there? Promise me you'll be there. And let's explore the conversation that we're going to be having. Like, I promise you it's going to be challenging for you. And I hope it challenges you in a way that offends you and offends you in the right way. Because the social climate right now does not acknowledge the importance of offense. Maybe I should have a whole conversation about this. Being offended is so important, right? If I'm offended, I have two choices. Either I introspect and reflect, or I deflect. It's one of the two. And right now, we are in a social climate that glorifies deflecting and taking that responsibility and putting it on the person who said something that offended you. No one can offend you. I don't believe anyone can offend me. I believe I can take offense. That's the grammatically correct way to conceptualize this. You take offense. You're not given offense. You take it. Okay? Maybe I'll explore that thought tomorrow. Let me not expend this past its point. It's been Monday. It's been good. It's been exciting. And I've loved sharing with you here. You don't understand what you do for me. More especially you who listen in more regularly. You give me a space to be able to take my thoughts and externalize them. And trust me, it is invaluable to me because I have so many thoughts and nowhere to put them. And here you are giving up some of your time to listen in to me. I appreciate you. More so if you've sat through the whole conversation till this point. I really, really appreciate you beyond what you know, because you have put me, or rather in this sense, yourself as a priority by deciding to listen to me here. And I appreciate that. I hope we gained and drew some value out of this. So I am looking forward to the conversation on Thursday. More information to follow. I hope you had a great Monday, and I know it didn't keep you down. I do hope that it didn't put you down. And Tuesday, tomorrow, is going to be even better. So I know that it's not going to keep you down. In fact, it's going to lift you up tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. And you, my friend, are going to do great things. This is me for today. Hoping you're having a lovely evening, day, afternoon, depending on where you are. And I hope that tomorrow will be the same for you. All right. This from me is good night from where I am. Yes, I blow kisses. If you don't want to